Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump wins yet again. Yet again. It is so wonderful and it's just so amazing that despite every single effort, first they tried to say he worked with Russia to buy Facebook ads and infiltrate the DNC to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated by the Democratic Party and forcing Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign in disgrace, which of course was a Putin plot to inform the country of corruption, which in and of itself is meddling. So that's bad, but purchasing the Steele dossier is no problem at all. This is the Democratic Party. They are going to scratch and claw for they are going to try to attain the White House or try to remove Trump or try to undermine his presidency by any means necessary. They don't care. They don't have a value system. If it was the intelligence community retroactively classifying, oh, by the way, she's back. Yeah, it ain't going to be Biden or Warren or Bernie. Anyway, Clinton's running again. She'll be the 2020 nominee. It's going to be a repeat. Trump will win. All of this is taking place for Clinton. But here, he won again. California judge blocks law requiring Trump to submit tax returns to compete in state's 2020 primary. There was never any allegation of any criminal act pertaining to his tax returns. Want to know how I know? Because the United States government actually possesses and has his tax returns. Yes, Democrats and disgruntled people who voted for Clinton in 2016 who will vote for Clinton in 2020 and lose again. Again, it doesn't matter if the win-loss thing is completely irrelevant to Democrats, but it's a political machine run by two people. Anyway, CNN, federal judge halts California law forcing Trump to release tax returns to qualify for ballot. This is not only unconstitutional, it's irrational, it's not logical, it's absurd. So Trump won not only a major victory yet again, they couldn't remove him by framing and setting up this notion that he worked with Russia. It is so absurd. The whole thing is complete nonsense. Then they say, well, he obstructed an investigation. Well, no, the investigation was unlawful to begin with. In every way, from the very beginning. Deceiving judges on Carter Page's application. We can go on forever. Federal judge blocks California from enforcing tax return law aimed. So here's this is great. Okay, so California judge. All right, so California judge blocks law requiring Trump to submit tax returns. This is very bizarre. Where was the law that said that Clinton had to release her 30,000 deleted emails in order to qualify in California? Where was that law? I would have liked that law. But anyway, a federal judge in California Thursday granted the Trump campaign's request to block a new law that requires presidential and gubernatorial candidates to release 5 years of tax returns to run in the state's primary election. Wow. The law signed by Governor Gavin Newsom. It's like, there are other issues. There are other issues in California. I speak about them on H.A. Goodman's other channel. By the way, on this channel, I should have a live stream later this evening, Pacific time. So around 10 o'clock Pacific time on this channel, I'll do another live stream. I'm going to try to do one a day. I'm going to try to. But, and I appreciate your support, on Patreon, on live streams, just watching this channel, sharing the segments. I appreciate that. Subscribing to H.A. Goodman's other channel. And if you're into sports, subscribe to H.A. Goodman's sports channel. When the Golden Muumuu elevates above the DNC and Madam Cyberhack becomes she runs for president, obviously that means she's going to become the nominee. Please tell your friends about this channel. Please tell everyone you know that I have been the only person in media. CNN's not talking about it. Fox News isn't talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Clinton is going to run again. and it's going to be a repeat. Trump's going to win again. The economy is too good. There's a bunch of other reasons. But anyway, the law signed by Governor Gavin Newsom, a Democrat, in July would have left the sitting president off the ballot in California's March 2020 primary. Unless he submitted 5 years' worth of his tax returns by a November 26th deadline, the Los Angeles Times reported. Under SB 27, Trump would be included on the general election ballot in November 2020. Opponents of the law argue depressed GOP voter turnout. Okay, so in the primary could discourage voters from showing up to vote for the president in the main race. So it would have hampered his chances in the general. Well, he wasn't going to win California. He's not going to win California, but it's an insulting. It's absurd. It's absurd. You don't see a red state doing that to Clinton because she's running again. It ain't going to be Botox. It ain't going to be two sides of the same coin in Warren and Bernie. Quote, we are encouraged that the federal court has concluded that a preliminary injunction should be granted. We look forward to the court's written order, Trump's attorney Jay Sekulow said in a statement, according to The Hill. It remains our position that the law is unconstitutional. Of course it is, because states are not permitted to add additional requirements for candidates for president, and that law violates citizens' First Amendment rights of association. Of course. How can you enact this type of absurd thing? Where's the deleted email law? Where's the law that says if you deleted 30,000 emails? Where's the law that says if you used a private server as government official, then all your deleted emails have to be shown? Where's that law? I would love that law. That's amazing. It's just, it's unbelievable the extent it's like almost a kindergarten stuff. This is the type of first and second and third grade type of thing where you just have when you're young and kids could be mean and they just do that you know what? You're not going to be on the ballot in California. What? What are you talking about? Why would you even what? We want your tax returns. It's like he's been on the top wealthiest list forever. Forbes top 100 list. I mean, we'll go into that in a second, but so we are encouraged. Okay, it remains our position. The law is unconstitutional. Of course it is. You couldn't get more because states are not permitted to add additional. So U.S. District Judge Morrison England Jr., who was appointed by President George W. Bush, said he would issue a final ruling. Okay, so of course it is. So the elephant in the room is President Trump's tax returns. The IRS has them. So the IRS has his tax returns already. Okay? They already have his tax returns. So it's like so they're trying to say a government agency already has his tax returns, but that government agency is aware of such wrongdoing. And can you imagine? Okay, there are people who leak information against Trump, and we just see this now with Adam Schiff and everything. Oh, the intelligence community. There's an amazing whistleblower. Meanwhile, Edward Snowden, Chelsea Manning, Assange. If it's against Democrats, it's like, oh my God, these are cyber criminals. If it's against Trump, it's the Washington Post saying, you can just give us anonymous documents via our secure website. Oh my goodness, please go ahead. It's like, gee, who else does that? There's a website, secure, you can give documents. That's interesting. It was obviously unconstitutional. You cannot suddenly just make these rules, change the rules in the ball game right before the election, and even no matter when you do it, it's absurd. It's purely political. A government agency literally has all his tax returns. It would have leaked. There would have been some kind of leak The government is barely, like, he's president, and the government's still, like, you'll always find leaks, you'll always find people trying to undermine Trump in every department. And the issue with what's going on is President Trump is continuing to win, regardless of what they throw at him. It's every single thing is the biggest scandal, the biggest controversy ever, and he just comes out on top. He just keeps winning. Then they're talking about, well, the Voting Rights Amendment. Okay, there was the Voting Rights Amendment Act of 2015. They didn't even look at that in 2015. They only bring up voter suppression every 4 years, just like they bring up other issues every 4 years. The Democrats are sinister. They don't care. They don't care about the issues important to their core demographics or the most important voters within the Democratic Party. Every 4 years, they talk about voter suppression. All they've talked about the past 3 years was Trump working with Russia. And they got the idealistic progressive base or voters, which is a small part of the Democratic Party, to talk about Medicare for all and abolish ICE and a Green New Deal. And how has Trump vetoed any of that? Of course not. They're not interested. Look, they already showed their cards. It's like you're playing a poker game, and you're playing a poker game, and you know your friend pretty well, and then he actually just shows his cards and says, yeah, I have nothing, but I'm still going to bluff. Their bluff was already called when they cheated Bernie Sanders. They have no other. They already showed their cards. They already showed what they're about. When they cheated Bernie Sanders and then blamed Russia for informing the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated, what they essentially said was the Democratic Party will never and has no intention of actually implementing the most idealistic left-leaning policies. They have absolutely, positively zero intention of doing so. A, because many of these policies are not feasible. If they were feasible, you would have had discussion and a bill that President Trump vetoed. They have the House since January. So they're lying, they're duplicitous, they're disingenuous. And I don't know what the deal with Democratic voters is, because I used to be a Democrat my whole life, and I'm like, I had enough of this. Like, this is ridiculous. You're gonna sue the Tooth Fairy and Russia and Trump and it's ridiculous. So like when they did that, I was like, that's it, I'm out. And then I'm like, President Trump's a good president. The beginning of peace between North and South Korea. It was on Trump's. He shared this. There were over 1 million unemployed Americans. So no, what was it? There's now 1 million over 1.2 million job openings that haven't been filled, and like it was the reverse under the last year of President Obama. Over 1 million unemployed. So something to that effect. I can. You know what? Let me find out here. It's just unbelievable. It's like really, the economy is going to do well, which is one of the reasons that he's going to win again. Here, when the president, this is Steve Hilton of Fox. Labor shortage may imperil growth. We have a labor shortage. When President Trump took office, 1.9 million unemployed. 1.9 million more unemployed than job openings. Wow. 1.9 million more unemployed than job openings. Now 1.2 million more job openings than unemployed. Wow. Wow. So this is pretty amazing. I mean, what are they going to run on? They don't have what policy are they running on? What when they say I'm still with her, and they will, what policy are they going to run on? What I mean, they talk a good game. Oh well, voter suppression, and well then why didn't you fix the Voting Rights Act? through legislation. The Supreme Court struck down important passages. Why didn't you pass any legislation? Why didn't you even get Trump to veto legislation? That's the thing. How many really important bills have Democrats gotten Trump to veto? They are the worst poker players in the world. But see, the average Democratic voter is a horrendous poker player. They're like, really? Oh, it's like Pelosi and all of them, like, they keep bluffing, and the Democratic voters are like, I think that we have a better hand, you know. Or no. They keep saying, oh my God, they have a better hand than us. We'll fold. And it's like Pelosi's like, had nothing. They don't care. Like, they live in their own fantasy world. Their own fantasy world, where Trump is the embodiment of everything they can't stand in life. Meanwhile, people are doing well economically. People are working. There are more job openings than workers to fill them. The reverse was true. There were more unemployed than job openings under President Obama. And if you look at the statistics, the unemployment rate, according to the St. Louis Federal Reserve, is nationally 3.7%. For Hispanic or Latino men in America, it's 3.1%. The unemployment rate is lower for Latino men than the national average. Core demographic, or I should say a demographic of Hispanic voters, or a demographic of the Democratic Party. Guess what? 30%, almost 30% of Latinos voted for Trump. If you are Latino and voting for Trump, please let me know in the comments section. There's going to be more than 30% voting for Trump in 2020. Another reason Clinton will lose. So, you have to understand, you're talking about a Democratic Party where these people read the New York Times, the Washington Post, they watch CNN and MSNBC, they read all the publications, whether it's Slate or Daily Beast or Vox or any of them. They look at all these publications and they say, wow, this is really great and wonderful and amazing and intrepid news. These people are really in tune with politics in America and what's going on. And then when they lose again, who knows who they're going to blame? They don't have the intelligence chiefs. So what they might do is they might say, they might actually say, there's somebody within the intelligence community that says that Trump worked with Russia again, or he worked with the Ukraine. That's what they're accusing him of election meddling right now, working with the Ukraine. It's never ending. And I think the average American now is like, whatever. Ugh. Like, it's not even annoying because they're not going to get a special counsel again. They're not going to. Now you have William Barr. You don't have Jeff Sessions, who was an abomination. An absolute abomination. And it's like they don't have anything. Right now, what they're doing is Democrats are in a situation where they know that they're not going to win with Biden or Warren or Bernie. They know they can't touch Trump. All of this, like I said in 2017 in the Huffington Post, and like I said in 2019 in the Times of Israel, the articles are below in the pinned comment. I said Clinton is going to run, and they don't have anyone else. There is no person within the Democratic Party that is exciting, that is inspiring, because they run on contempt. Their brand is contempt for Trump. That's it. And their marketing strategy is denigrate and demean and judge and condemn and just try to pretend you're morally superior. That's their strategy. That's their political strategy. So they're going to actually, it's going to be 2016 on steroids. What's going to happen is in 2016, they called half the country deplorable. They're going to do even worse. Who knows? If you're a Trump supporter, you're going to be, oh my God, you're the reason that the asteroid's going to come hit Earth. You're the reason if you vote for Trump. But see, that doesn't work. Democrats think that peer pressure and shaming and marginalizing and saying that, oh, you're not cool, you're not awesome, and you're bad, and you believe this, so you embolden this. It's like nobody cares about that anymore. Nobody looks at Democrats or media or even definitely not Hollywood and says, gee, I hope that they approve of me. Most Americans don't care at all. So they're going to vote for what benefits them. And if a good economy is benefiting them, they won't care, which is one of the main reasons Clinton will lose, in addition to her horrendous foreign policy, past and everything. So I don't think Clinton's going to go in the fourth debate. She could, but she has a fundraiser, a DNC fundraiser no less, it's $50,000 a plate. So we'll see. I mean, it's very likely going to be, after the fourth debate, it's going to be horrendous. It's just going to be horrendous. They're going to realize they have nothing. And they're going to be like, oh my God, what do we do now? What do we do now? What do we do now? And then it's going to be like, you want me to run? Me? You want me to run? But the Russians cheated me by informing the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated. And they purchased Facebook ads. They meddled. Just like in Scooby-Doo, those meddling kids. Okay, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask? So that's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen, people. She's running again. Okay? And H.A. Goodman will be the biggest Hillary Clinton's. I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. According to the Washington Post, I was the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters. Oh, believe me, I'm going to be the biggest Hillary Clinton supporter on all of YouTube. Of course, I'll talk about the pay-to-play schemes and Uranium One and server, top secret intelligence, all that stuff, of course. But nobody is going to want Clinton to dominate the Democratic Party like I will. Oh, my God. Give me your thoughts below. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel. If you're into sports, check out. I'm trying to grow the sports channel. It's growing slowly but surely. I haven't, done anything with it yet, but I'm waiting until there's at least a couple of thousand subs, then we'll rock and roll there. And people, thank you so very much. God bless. Have a great day. And I'm going to try to do a live stream later this evening, Pacific time. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you.